HorrorDeconstruction.
What's up, everybody? It's the HorrorDeconstruction. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, but most likely on YouTube. Give us a like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. We know you listen, but you gotta subscribe, people. With your host, Komp, and
Glass Jaw filled with bumblebees.
Ooh, Glassjaw, good band from the 90s. Oh, the 2000s.
Yeah.
I don't know when they came out. Oh, 90s. And today's film is
Nadja, 1994.
Nadja, 1994.
Is it Nadia or Nadja?
Yeah, because they call her Nadja throughout the whole movie.
I don't fucking remember.
It's just it's a European pronunciation. Listen to this. This ultra-hip postmodern vampire tale is set in the contemporary New York City. Members of a dysfunctional family of vampires are trying to come to terms with each other in the wake of their father's death. Meanwhile, they are being hunted by Dr. Van Helsing and his hapless nephew. As in all good vampire movies, forces of love are pitted against the forces of destruction. Directed by Michael Almereyda. Oh, jeez. Written by Michael Almereyda. Starring... it really took me for it. Okay. Starring Elena Lowenson, Peter Fonda, and Nick Ratner.
Michael Almereyda.
So why we ended up picking up this film is because Thea actually picked it for LGBT month, but it shows how much she cares about her own people because she's not even here. You know, it's funny because Thea doesn't listen to our show, so we can just talk shit. She don't even care about the LGBT. She's busy making millions of dollars. How dare her? Anyway,
Is she making millions of dollars?
she certainly wouldn't be on this show if she was. But we decided to go on. So Nadja is, I guess, technically LGBT movie. It didn't feel like it. You know, it didn't feel very outwardly,
right?
I guess that type of film, but which is good. I mean, you know, you could just have gay characters, and it's not really. And I don't know if, I guess she is. I guess Nadja is a LGBT character because she is the one pursuing the female.
I mean, I guess if you were like immortal, you'd probably eventually do everything.
So just from the cuff of this, just to explain who the characters are, because Danny completely forgot about the movie, and I was worried that was going to happen. Oh, so first of all, this is
because it's a very forgettable movie.
This
and
is
I'm remembering a lot. I remember.
I love this movie. So we'll get into why that is. This is another split decision episode. This is the third split decision recently. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good. You get to see good different outtake. I mean, outcomes.
We all know I'm right. So go on.
So this movie is about it's art. When you say like art house, it's fucking like art house. This is like as snobby and
pretentious,
as artsy fartsy and pretentious. And sometimes I really like it, and sometimes I hate it. In this case, I loved what they did with this film. As soon as you see the opening and you see David Lynch presents, you know what you're kind of getting into, which is surprising for me because I thought you would appreciate it. But I guess you don't like David Lynch.
But like, come on. Anyway, go on.
He's gonna. For some reason, I believe like David Lynch has psychic powers, so he probably heard your opinion. He's like, "Oh boy, I don't."
He's doing his weather update right now on YouTube, and he's like, "And it's sunny in California, and I don't like Danny."
So this is the type of film where, as in just to explain how art house it is, the film, like when I was watching it, I thought they compressed the movie. Like I saw bad
with the pixelation.
So yeah, some stuff is like pixelated on purpose. It's a choice. It's a director's choice. Because I was I watched it on YouTube. I know I was watching it on YouTube going, what the fuck am I can't see the movie.
I thought it was broken. And then
I went somewhere else.
I was like, oh no, this is on purpose.
Yeah. So it's that type of thing. It's shot in black and white. Sometimes
apparently they use like the cheapest camera they could find to get that effect or something.
I love it. This is a purest vision of a director's thing. You know me, I side with directors, but not bad directors. But yeah. So anyway, Nadja is the daughter of I guess Dracula. I assume.
Yeah.
Because we actually
everything else has to do with Dracula. So I guess
I wonder if this is canon with Dracula, Bela Lugosi's Dracula movie.
I don't think
they actually they use his image of Bela Lugosi in the film, but I think that might have been Bela Lugosi from another movie. Poor Bela Lugosi, that guy wanted to be like a real actor, and once he played Dracula, they fucked him. They were like, no, you're Dracula.
He is a real actor. Shut up.
No, but he only wanted, you know, understand what I mean? Like, he wanted to play different roles out of horror, but then they,
Someone doesn't consider horror to be real.
And that's Bela Lugosi.
I guess that's true. All right.
He got buried in his fucking Dracula costume.
He was in Apocalypse Now. Come on.
He was? Bela Lugosi was in Apocalypse Now?
Am I wrong?
That's another movie I never watched.
Oh, wait, what am I saying? Never mind.
Very good. Danny with his complete knowledge of history. He was dead like 20 years
Yeah,
before.
I know. I'm confusing. I'm confusing
he was
completely.
in that movie, he must have.
I'm confusing two completely different people.
He was playing a Vietnamese corpse in that movie.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, I watched this movie. It's black and white. Danny needs me to help lead him into this film. So this film is basically the main actor in this film. What is it? Martin Donovan, an actor that you see in a lot of fucking movies. I can't think of what recently he was.
I realized what I did. I'm confusing Bela Lugosi and Marlon Brando.
Yeah, remember Bela Lugosi was at the beginning of Superman? He was like, "Kal El, my son, you will save the earth." Anyway.
Listen, it's an honest mistake.
Oh, it's so funny. Martin Donovan is going to be part of Archive 81, which is based on a podcast that Thea has incessantly... I remember I listened to this show 5 episodes in. I was like, I had enough of this. And then so I was
He's also in Ant-Man, I believe.
Yeah, right. And then also he gets killed by like a bad guy, right? Or no, he gets his ass kicked by a de-aged.
He gets punched in the face
by a de-aged. What's his name? Whatever. The guy who got problems in his mouth because he was eating his wife's pussy. What's that actor's name?
I can't remember.
The guy from Basic Instinct. Anyway, so yeah.
And falling down.
So the Arcade 81 podcast, I tried to listen to it again, and I was just like, I'm trying for Thea, and I was just like, I'm gonna rip my hair out, whatever's left of it. But you see him in a lot of stuff, and he's playing the main character. I guess he's not really the main character.
Michael Douglas.
Right, Michael Douglas. So he's playing Jim, and he is with his very cute...
Wait, did he blame his wife's pussy? What?
Yeah, he got jaw cancer or something like that, and he would...
and he blamed it on...
eating pussy. Well, I mean, you know... I remember laughing. If you ever go on Google... go on YouTube and look at Gilbert Gottfried on Norm Macdonald podcast.
Can you get jaw cancer from...
who knows? A lot of women get cervical cancer because they sleep with men. So who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? Because their bodies are... Yeah.
Like HPV or something.
Well, yeah, it turns into some sort of cervical cancer because you're basically...
Yeah, but that's an STD.
No. But it's introducing foreign bodies, and it's a sexual thing. So obviously, like, you can link them together. That's why women have to... everything
good have to always have some bad thing?
But anyway, just look at Gilbert Gottfried on Norm, because he's talking basically saying, like, if you get that sort of problem with it, goes out to... he'll eat her asshole just to get some sort of worse disease. It was fucking funny. He just got... It's fantastic. But anyway, so he is with his young, beautiful, very 90s girlfriend. I'm trying to see who played his girlfriend. Alina... No, it wasn't Alina. Someone plays Nadja. Why is she not listed as like I guess it's Lucy. Wow, listen to this name, Galaxy Craze. Ugh.
That's great.
Whoa, that makes me wonder if she probably shaved her head or some shit like that. Galaxy Craze, what a name.
She probably had like hippie parents, you know?
Yeah. It's like there's an actress who named her...
It's like when Frank Zappa named his daughter Moon.
This girl that I was in love with in the 90s, I forget what her name is. She was in A Knight's Tale. She has like this black hair. She's like this short... You would know if she was in The Rules of Attraction. She's a great actress. She named her child Audio Science. So she used to be a DJ, yeah.
What's wrong with people?
She's so gorgeous, that actress. I can't think of her
Imagine
name.
Like growing up and that's your name. You're going to get made fun of.
Imagine your name was Pussy Pounder and you had no interest.
People make fun of people with like completely regular names.
Danny stepped on
Imagine if your name was Audio Science.
Danny stepped on my joke. I was going to say, what if you were not into women but you were named Pussy Pounder? And then you were just like... So then just to prove a point, you start punching cats in the streets. Oh boy, funny. So Galaxy Craze is the actress, born in 1972, a novelist and former actress. Okay. So Galaxy Craze. I'd rather say her name than the fucking character's name. But Lucy, also in the Dracula novels, wasn't it Mina who was Mina,
Dracula, Lucy. Mina's the friend.
And no, Mina's the main character. Lucy's the friend.
Lucy's the one that gets turned. Mina is the Hawkins wife or whatever. I can't think of the names.
Yeah, so Lucy would be the friend. So I guess this is a weirdo version of the.
Lucy is the first one to get turned.
Right. I think she gets fucked by a werewolf too or something in the Bram Stoker's Dracula movie. We got to review that one day.
I don't know.
But with the great Keanu Reeves going, whoa, This is Dracula, dude, like that and shit. Imagine in the movie you see a telephone booth come down. And you see
Let's
Alex
discuss
comes
this
up.
terrible,
But our side
terrible
stuff is so
movie.
funny. That's why people listen to the show. So anyway, Jim is with his girlfriend Lucy. Jim is always with his piece of shit uncle / father, played by Peter Fonda. I recognized the actor, and I was like, oh.
He's his uncle, right?
But he's also his father. He like confesses to him in the middle of the film, nonchalantly. He goes, "You know, your dad never forgave me, but I'm actually the one who slept with your mother, and I'm your dad." And it was just like thrown away. I was like, if I found out my uncle was my dad, I'd be like, this is concerning. Like even more than Dracula. Like this is like my whole life is a lie because his father's a fucking nut, and his father's. I like his character though. Why does it say? Who?
He annoys me. Every character in this movie annoys me.
Who on IMDb is writing this? They put Peter Fonda as Dracula. What? What the fuck is wrong with people on IMDb? Obviously, Peter Fonda was not Dracula unless...
Maybe he played him in makeup. I don't...
You don't see Dracula in the movie. But anyway...
Yeah, you see his ashes. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, so Peter Fonda is Van Helsing, and he's talking about how he just killed Dracula, or he knew Dracula was dead, and so... Anyway, so Nadja, played by Elena Lowenson, she's somebody you recognize a lot if you saw them in the 90s films and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of what I saw
I
her.
did not recognize her at all.
She's definitely been in a lot of shit. She was anyway.
You seemed like
so she's the titular. She's a titular Nadja. It's very like sniff.
Titular.
The whole movie is basically like sniffing your own farts because you love your own smell of
Yeah,
whatever.
This whole movie, every character in it annoys me. All of them annoy me. Like I want to reach on the screen and punch them. The filming is like nice, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Ooh,
this is why I recognize her the most. This is why I recognize her the most. Remember Seinfeld, the gymnast girlfriend that Jerry thought would give him great sex, and then she thought that a comedian is supposed to be the best lovers in the world, and they both failed each other. She's the gymnast girlfriend.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, that was the episode. So if you watch she's on Seinfeld playing the gymnast. So go watch that episode.
Okay, that's good. I gotta rewatch that whole show. It's so
that
good.
was a movie where I learned about kidney stones because that's the one. Because then you told me you had one. It was where
they're extremely
Kramer. It was the worst effect because Kramer. 2 times they had the worst effect where Kramer had to piss his kidney stone out and he screamed like a maniac. And then you see stock footage of an elephant going crazy in the episode. And then the other time that I thought was the worst Seinfeld effect is Kramer was in New York and they needed a shot of Kramer running in the city, but obviously they shoot the show in Los Angeles. So it was a guy in the worst Kramer outfit. You see him from behind running, and obviously none of the mannerisms. Anyway, back to this movie.
Really?
It's so bad. Some Seinfeld fan you are. So Nadja is the titular character. She is she has always been under the thumb of her father. She didn't really have a relationship with her father, right?
I think the dad controlled them. Dracula.
Yeah. So she has her brother. A brother played by an actor that is very recognizable. Who was that actor?
Her brother's in a coma.
Right, for the most part of the film. Played by, where is he? I don't know where his name is, but he's a very familiar actor. I can't think of. He's like a European.
Edgar.
Oh no, I think he's Irish or Scottish or something. Jared Harris. He's a very good actor too. So he plays a brother. He's like a reluctant vampire. He has to like live intravenously with his nurse girlfriend. I think it's Cassandra, right? Played by Susie Amos. Anyway,
yeah.
And then there's like a Reinfeld, a Reinfeld character. I don't know who's playing him.
He annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Carl Geary.
Okay, that's him. And also David Lynch has a nice little cameo, so that was nice. I thought you would like.
Yeah. No, I mean I like David Lynch a lot, but
I thought Danny would have been like, "This is horrible, this is horrible." Then David Lynch comes and goes, "Oh my God, it's genius! Oh, what a genius movie! Did you see David Lynch?
All his parts were great."
So David Lynch has a funny cameo in the. Now that I see David Lynch in movies, like it makes me be like, "Damn, why isn't there more like Twin Peaks with his character just screaming everywhere?" Like I enjoyed that. But anyway, so this film is very, very up its own ass. But if you go in knowing that, I think if you go in knowing that and like enjoy the aesthetics, I love.
This is the thing. I like Arthouse, and I don't mind a little pretentiousness, but this movie is not good enough to be as up its own ass as
what would they say? What was that movie with the fake rock and roll band? They dialed it up to 11. You know what I mean? They just put like it's obviously a thing that's
heavy metal.
The heavy metal documentary movie Spinal Tap. they have a thing where they have speakers,
Tap.
right? Speakers only go up to 10, so then they draw an 11 on it to make it louder. So it's like this type of pretentiousness. It's up to 11, but I'm more forgiving of it because I look at the whole film. See, Danny doesn't appreciate art. But I look at the film as an art installation, as art. You know what I mean? It's like it's a pretentious piece of art.
Yeah, but if I saw an art installation where they're like, let's make
Danny, like
20 minutes
you and
of
I
the art
have seen you and I have seen horrible art. You and I have seen like an actual gallery.
This is not the worst thing I've ever seen.
I know, but I understand your thinking. You must be like, what the fuck is this? This isn't, good, because like what's the worst art you've ever seen when you went to a gallery? Like, what's the stupidest shit you've ever seen?
There was I think it was the Guggenheim one of the biannual shows, and I think it was the Guggenheim. No, it wasn't the Guggenheim. It was like the Whitney biannual.
Oh, I'm sure it was the Whitney. I haven't been to the Whitney.
Yeah, it was the Whitney biannual, and they had. I'll never forget. Somebody literally just took a piece. Like, it looked like they picked a piece of plywood out of the garbage, like a 2x4. And they just nailed it to a board of wood. It looked like it took them not even 10 seconds to make. And this isn't a fucking... It's like the guy who glued the banana to a thing.
Did it mean something deeper? Did they explain that
you guys are like just taking shit that was done by Dadaists in the 1920s and acting like you're original.
Was there a description?
It's not original.
Was there a description about something? Didn't you and I see a horrible piece of art, and it was supposed to represent 9/11. Remember that? We saw that at the moment. The worst thing I've ever seen.
I probably suppressed
the worst thing I've ever seen. Well, besides my friend telling me that one of her ex-boyfriends used to take actual trash bags and put it up on the wall, and that was art, and he got shows. But one of the worst things I've ever seen was a performance art where it was like this big gallery show, and it was like fantastic space. It was like an abandoned old courthouse, and it was like this bald guy was wearing like a cloak or some shit like that, and then there was like a timer to when all the art was gonna start. So this is like out of a fucking movie. So then at the moment it starts, the guy, like, because there's hundreds of people running around, this guy drops his cloak off, and he's completely naked. And he starts going and slapping his hands together, and I was like, "This is a guy who just wants attention." I understand artists want attention, but this
at least that's like something.
This is fucking.
At least it's something. The wood thing was like, I've never seen any. And the worst is when you see I understand Jackson Pollock is great, but. How many fucking more people are going to do this a million more times, not as good as he did it, and it's going to...
Yeah, well...
It's like, oh, look, I made a drip painting that's not as good as people who did it 100 years ago.
The greatest offender is obviously the blank canvas, so, like I mentioned before,
Yeah, how many times do we need to see this? It's conceptual. It's like, yeah, it's not your concept.
Of reality.
It's not your concept, at least try
I know I was walking around Chelsea or Gansevoort Street or one of those in Manhattan. I didn't even have to go into the gallery. I just saw... frames that were basically different shades with a square inside, and I was like, this is not real. Like,
it's like they're taking something that's been done ad nauseum 5,000 times for the past 100 years, and they're like, oh, but look, I'm doing it now, and you're annoyed by it, so therefore it's art.
And it was weird because I went into...
These are not original concepts.
I had gone into that same day where I saw those stupid frames. I went into a gallery that was just showing Akira art. You know, people that drew Akira, the animated film?
Yeah, I saw that show. I saw your video.
So I was there, and I was like, this is fantastic. Nobody in the gallery. I walked past by the gallery that had fucking boxes in it. People walking in. I was like, all right, whatever.
Because people... are stupid.
So anyway, back to this film. This is what Danny equates this movie to. Just
it's better than that stuff.
Yeah, but it
tries to do something. It actually attempts some.
What you feel is that it's taking itself way too important for the material that it doesn't provide, right?
Right.
So
and also I hate the choice of the pixelation.
Yeah, that I could do without, but as an artist, I sort of respected the director's choice. Like,
I can respect that they tried something different. That's cool, but I hate it.
It's all close-ups. It's all fucking just stilted dialogue. I think they said they did it on purpose to make it sound funny, obnoxious. But I don't know. You never know what the director's choice is.
Well, they succeeded. It sounds obnoxious.
I really enjoyed it as an aesthetics of a film. I really,
Yeah.
I really, really fucking like that. I like the look of it.
I didn't understand like the whole John
at the end
Malkovich
when it
thing
ends.
at
I was
the
like,
end,
all right, like because the ending, I was sort of like, okay, so she takes over her sister's body. I guess this isn't really. It is a spoiler.
Is it her sister?
No, I'm sorry. She takes over the nurse's body, and then it goes into fucking space hogs in the meantime, and I'm like, oh, this is like a 90s moment more than anything. I fucking love that song "In the Meantime" by Space Hog. Mm-hmm. It's such an essential 90s
They did have
song.
good music. There was some Portishead
It is. It's great
in this
music
movie. It was
because
pretty cool.
even the way that the movie starts out with fucking what do you call that? When you mix images together. I don't know. I'm an artist and I forget what the fuck it's called.
Collage?
But collage, like a collage effect of the city and the lights and her face.
There's some
superimposed
cool
over it.
visuals in this movie. But I hate all the characters. I hate all the dialogue.
Oh, listen to this. Nadja was filmed with a toy camera produced by Fisher Price that used audio tape to record a very low resolution of black and white pictures.
Yeah, that was the pixelation.
Well, yeah, that for sure makes sense. All right, so a clip of Bela Lugosi in White Zombie is included to show the face of her father, the vamp. So they couldn't use, obviously, Universal's Dracula, so they had to use another movie. I'm sure the people.
I can't believe I got
Universal
Marlon Brando confused with
Remember Marlon Brando when he was trying to bite Mina Harker? I dug it. I dug the assault on the Castle Dracula at the end on them.
It looked cool.
I like
the castle looked really cool.
I like I'm sure it was like $5 to film over there. I like and they couldn't even show the plane flying. Oh, they did show a plane flying, but it was obviously stock footage and like the map shit. I like some of the in-camera effects with the Renfield like disappearing and stuff like that. We're not really discussing what's happening.
And that Renfield annoyed the fuck out of me too.
I was interested in how a police officer just walked in and started. Well, I guess it's not a lie. Like the cop just walked in and started shooting.
Yeah.
Unless she thought she was white, because then he would have stopped. She goes, "Oh, excuse me, madam. Excuse me. I must have gotten this area wrong." But yeah, like a cop is random because Nadja is like attacking these two like guys who work at a car fixing area. I'm such not a man.
A mechanic shop?
This mechanic shop.
Car fixing shop.
You know, and Gilbert Gottfried, he called a pizzeria, he called it a pizza store. So sometimes I feel I'm saying that. He did it, and they keep making fun of him for it.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, he does that, and like a cop just walks in and starts like the cop has no fucking idea what's happening. He just walks in and just starts shooting. And
that's exactly real. That's exactly what cops do.
I was like, yeah, Danny probably thought this is real. This is a documentary. So I mean, it's all aesthetics, baby. That's all this movie is. It's a weird retelling of the Dracula story. And for me, I'm all in on it. Like, I love this. Like, and it's weird because there are some, obviously, when we're doing the show, there are some art house movies that I'm like, this is fucking so stupid and so
like
pretentious.
To me, like Lighthouse is like the best.
Right, like that's
art house. I would say that's.
But you know what I mean. That's got Willem Dafoe in it, and even Robert Pattinson. You know what I mean. That's like power. Like they care about the writing. This is more about the aesthetic and making a visual. This feels like more of a music video.
Right, but what's so hard about writing? They like went for the most
annoying
What's
so hard about writing, boy? I wonder what's so hard about writing, boy. I wonder. Remember Death House? You could say that to that guy too. You know what I mean? With the elevator falling down.
Yeah, although that is, I mean,
that is brilliant in its own way.
It's a David Lynch movie.
Yeah, it's produced well. Is this really surprising for David Lynch to write have anything to do with a movie like this?
David Lynch can be super pretentious, but I don't know. This is just like goofy.
I know it's not your style. It's not your style. Pretentious. This was
like
my
the main
style.
guy, the Van Helsing guy, annoyed the fuck out of me. He was annoying.
Well, I thought he was kind of funny. I thought he was kind of funny, and I liked his like bizarre. This is the type of film where I wouldn't think there'd be that sort of bizarre side character, like you know how the Frog Brothers in Lost Boys, like they're weird characters.
Yeah,
like that's what I felt he was in this. So I mean, it's like that's where you and I have is this sort of split decision because I think this is for me, this is like a nostalgia movie about the '90s. That's what I feel this because this
watch a Pauly Shore movie. Watch Biodome. It's actually terrible.
Can't pay me to watch it. You know, he said in the news
so
that he wanted. He was on the news saying that he wanted to make a shared universe with all his characters meet together.
Oh gosh.
And I'm like, aren't they all the same characters?
That's the apocalypse.
But anyway, yeah. So for me, this is very much a '90s nostalgia film, as in like how it looks, how it sounds, how it's edited, how all that horse shit is. The look of it is. whenever they make fun of art house movies, this is what they're making fun of. This type of film.
Did you like the pixelation choice? I didn't like.
No, pixelation. No, I didn't like that because I didn't know what was going on.
Because that was afterwards, like 20 minutes of the movie.
I know. Afterwards, I understood what it meant.
What does it mean?
Not what it meant, but I understood why it was there.
Break it down.
It's pretentious art. It's just what it is. It's bullshit. Like the part, like the fact that they put it over the love scenes. I was like, hey, wait, why is the movie fucking up at this point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's obviously the LGBT.
Although I can respect that he took the risk to do it. That's cool.
Yeah. But then also they had Lucy and Nadja earn their Red Wings. So she went down on Lucy while she was having her period, which is for many that they're into it. I know Danny loves it. Myself, I had a different.
I just don't see what the big deal is. Not that I love it.
Yeah, human blood.
I just don't think it's a big deal.
She had a spider that they killed. It was great. I loved it. It was wonderful. I remember enjoying the whole film on this aspect. But so Lucy
would rate this movie.
Just one more thing. I think that the interest it's a soft retelling of the Dracula mythos, and if you're in for aesthetic like
a goofy, annoying
films,
retelling,
because we have done episodes that are pretentious, and I'm like, this is bullshit. This one, it's my thing. I enjoy this. I looked at it like if it was a music video cut together, and aesthetically, it's fucking.
I mean,
great.
I guess if you just look at it like that, no, then fine.
Right. So that's sort of how I went in looking to it, because as soon as that opening with her face superimposed over the city, I was like, well, I'm in. And I just enjoyed the rest of it. I was like, I just
couldn't get past the terrible characters.
So what rating would you give Nadja, 1994?
I give it a...
Don't be afraid to tell your real number.
I give it a 5 out of 10.
Wow, that's even higher than I thought. Go ahead.
No, I don't... It tries. I give it a 5 out of 10. Getting killed and your head's cut off, but inexplicably, you're now doing a John Malkovich inside your brother's nurse girlfriend.
Yeah, that ending is a little bizarre, and I guess she's fucking her brother in some sort of sense.
I mean, we've all been there.
That's the part where the art house really kicks in. Well, I wasn't for that stuff, but anyway, there's that great shot when you could tell it was a superimposed shot when she's walking in front of a footage of she's walking normally in her cloak, and Lucy is being chased by her boyfriend in slow motion in the background. That is such a fucking dope shot. But anyway, listen to me jerking off about this movie.
Yeah,
I would give this movie an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
Just finding out your uncle's your dad and going, okay, let's go kill some vampires. And with that, Danny, what's the final word?
Toenail clipper.
The HorrorDeconstruction.